Alaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm blessed by Allah's grace and mercy. How are you, beloved?
Good. What is your name, sis?
My name is Sister Shawna Joy X.
And can I spell that for you?
Yes, ma'am. That is SHAWNA, Joy, Joy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, I have a few questions for you. The first one is, how or when were you introduced to the Nation of Islam?
So when this was the summer of 2015, this was about a year into me moving to Dallas, Texas. And I was coming into a black consciousness in my life at that time period. And I just started getting back on social media. I was actually on Instagram because I was like, I'm so done with Facebook. So I was on Instagram. And my whole timeline feed was like pro-black, this, that, and the other. And I happened to see a post from a Brother Ben. You may now know him as Brother Ben X. And his post just said the time and what must be done, study group tonight. Or it didn't even say study group, it just said the time and what must be done. And that just like, ooh. You know, this was, for me, it was like, whoa, okay, we're going to take some action. And this was Ferguson, Missouri, Mike Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
But this was just that time of that movement where the police really started murdering us at will. And I was like, okay, yeah, something has to be done about this. I'm going to that. And I just called him and got the information and showed up and realized it was a Nation of Islam meeting. And I was like, okay, I don't really do this. Not even Islam. I was just like, I don't really do it, religion. But I'm here, so I'll sit down and see what it is. And that first meeting, the seed was planted, and literally in my mind, I said, oh, wow, you could do this. And it was just from there.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Second question is, what made you join the Nation of Islam?
Like I said, that very first meeting, literally, I just thought like, wow, I can do this. I was coming into a time where I was in this new black consciousness, and I was in multiple different groups. And when I went to the Nation of Islam, it was everything in one place. I mean, literally everything. It felt like they had all knowledge, which they do. We do, you know? So I was like, oh wow, I'm in this group that's talking about, you know, separation. I'm in this group that's talking about black financial, you know, establishment of generational wealth. I'm in this group that's talking about Black Wall Street. But when I came to the Nation of Islam, we addressed everything, not just for the black man, but it was amazing when I heard them addressing issues for our Aboriginal brothers and sisters, which I always had a problem with, how I've never heard any other black organization or group or church or anything address the plight of the Native Americans, the Mexicans, but the Nation of Islam did. I never heard any other organization address UFOs, and that's something that I believed in, but the Nation of Islam did. I said they have all knowledge of everything. I need to be a part of this. You know, I just wanted to know what they knew, so I just, took it and ran with it.
All right. How has the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad impacted your life?
Wow. It gave my life focus and direction. You know, I was never a girly girl that was like, oh my gosh, I just want to get married and have children. And, you know, I was a tomboy. I was the only girl in the family. So I was just living for self and living for self-gratification in that moment. You know, I really didn't take any thought into the future, not just my future, but my people's future and the legacy of my family. But when I came into the teachings, this was again at a time where I was forming a self-image of, you know, what I wanted for myself in a family, what I wanted for my family's future legacy. And I just didn't think at that time, because this was before I came into the nation, that I would ever find a mate or anyone that, you know, wanted that same thing and would go about it, getting it the way that I wanted, because it was so uncouth from what this world teaches us. It was just out of the bounds. I just wanted to literally do for self before I even knew to do for self. Like, I don't want to work for the white man anymore. You know, I don't want to send my children to these schools. So I really thought that I was alone in this thinking, and thought that this was something that I was just going to have to do on my own. You know, I don't know who's ever done these things before, how to do it. And then when I came into the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I realized, oh my God, we actually have a nation that's doing this. I don't have to build this from the ground up. The blueprint is already here. You know, it was just perfect because I not only saw what I was looking for, but I saw other individuals, other believers and families that were doing just that based off of these teachings and that were successful at it. So the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam, it gave me the direction and it gave me the blueprint for the life that I'm looking to lead, a purpose-filled life that will make an impact on the world and my children to go from a different direction that the rest of the world is going into, because I just didn't see anything flourishing in what the rest of the world was doing. I was like, so this is what we're living for? We just get married, have children, go on vacations, work, and that's it. Like, there has to be something more to the life. And the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam showed me the purpose and the goal of life. And it just gave me a focus and it gave me a drive.
Yes, ma'am. All right, last question. What does Minister Farrakhan mean to you?
He is just salvation. He's truth. He is an embodiment of all things good. You know, for me, he is a new man. You know, I remember when I first saw him on Instagram, and I was just like, oh, what manner of man is this? And I've had men in my life. I've been raised by my father. I've been raised by my grandfather. I've been raised by my uncles, and they're men. But he was and is to this day just a whole nother man. There is a different level to him. You know, there was a depth of fearlessness that didn't come with like aggression, but it came with love. Yes. You know, and just knowledge of all things. So for me, he is just the epitome of just all things good.
Yes,
you know?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Beloved, thank you.